All right, you guys, it's here. The single best upgrade we've done to get our camper rental ready is here. There's our beautiful girl, ready for her upgrade. Little hint, it has to do with this right here. This is gonna make renting it out so much easier. I can't wait to show you guys what we got. All right, so quick story time. We decided in the off weekends and weeks that we're not camping to rent out our camper. And so we got it going on Outdoorsy. It's up, listed. You can find it on our website, or if you're in our area and check it out, it's available. So we wanted to get it set up so that it was easiest for folks to rent and engage with. Didn't have to worry about keys as much. So I'm really excited to show you what we got. Let's cut this open and check it out. We wanted a digital RV lock. So there are keys. So if you want to use it, you can use them. Oh, jeepers. I thought that was attached. All right, we can actually probably see it. So you can see there's spots for keys, which we would have, but then there's a digital lock. So with each rental, we can set it. They don't have to worry about keys. We would have one available, of course, but just makes it easier. Let's go ahead and see what else is in here. So we got, of course, the lock here. Oh, jeepers. Okay, so that's the outside. Box of accessories. And of course, the back and the inside. The thing we did like was the latch was still pretty, you know, camper recognizable. It's not it's not like a totally different thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the install. I forgot to mention, one of the other reasons why we bought this is it has a fob, which I think is just absolutely legendary. It gives you so many different ways to get in, be able to give that to folks without giving them everything. So big clutch on that. Totally forgot to mention that. All right, so first things first, here's what's currently on there, the one from the factory. We're gonna have to go ahead and take off these screws and get this one out of here. All right, so I just wanted to show you this just came off. And the next thing we're gonna wanna do, we're gonna take these screws off because they hold this, which is this, into place. We gotta get that out, so we're gonna do that next. All right, we got those screws out of there, so this plate should come right out. And then, oops. And then if we go ahead and open this, then this should come right out as well. Now we got a little empty foam space. All right, we'll start on the install. Okay, so something you're gonna have to look at. So this is the new parts. That is the old strike plate. These are the new ones that come with it. So you just have to keep in mind, or just take a look at, you know, which one do you have, and then making sure that it matches up. So we're gonna work with this one. I always use the new stuff. You probably would be okay with that, but might as well use what comes with it since you paid for it. All right, so I'm done. This might be the strike plate. I probably missaid that earlier. Anyways, it comes with this, and it comes with this, both new. So you have both pieces so you can enjoy that. All right, so to start, we're gonna work backwards. So this is the new one. It should fit right snug in there, and then we're gonna make sure that it locks right into place, and then we'll get that strike plate on there holding it in place. And just to show you if it's right in its spot, I haven't put the strike plate in yet, but everything lines up perfectly. And so we'll go ahead and put that strike plate on, locking it into place, which this is what I'm talking about right here, excuse me. All right, we got those screws into place. You can see it is now on there firmly, opens up, unlocks. Of course, we don't have anything else set up yet, but we'll get to that in the next step. All right, so like I said, we have this installed. I just connected the rear end. It made kind of a nice little welcome to RVLOCK sound. So that means the battery's working in there. So we're gonna go ahead and connect these. We have these screws here to do that, and we'll see how it goes. All right, and then helpful tip, this wire, kind of working it in on this left side in this gap will allow you to get this up into place. All right, so a couple things after putting that in. So of course you have to get the wires in like I talked about. You also have to line up, you know how this lines up, you have to line up this into the bolt that connects to the outside. And then there's a spot in, you know, kind of in here between this and this that you have to line up. So it just takes, you know, if you look at it, you can see what you're doing. The pieces make sense, what's going on. And then it works beautifully. All right, so per the instructions that you'll receive, the default code is 1234. So that just means you go, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just hit the top button twice, bottom button twice, and then, you know, whatever state it's in. You can see that comes out, it makes a noise, it locks. So I'll do that again. 2, 3, 4. I'll show you so you can see it. unlocked. And so you'll want to change that. And the instructions do a good job, but I'll show you here. Here are the instructions for how to program the handle, what I just showed you. You can go ahead and pause this. What is nice is you can have between a 2 and an 8-digit code for it. A lot of these, lock you in at 4 digits. So if you were super concerned about security, you have lots of options. And of course with the fob and the keys, if you have an issue or need to change something, then it's not a big deal. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and program the remote. So you turn the switch on to activate the remote capabilities. You have the fob learning button that you use a pin or a small tool, and then you press and release the lock button on the remote to get that set up. And I like that it makes noise and kind of confirms what you're doing. All right, so I apologize, I didn't quite get this part on camera. It was kind of finicky. The directions were not helpful that I got with it, but so you want this toggle on, and then I pressed this, on and off a bunch of times while I was holding down the lock button, and it said, connect remote, and then I kept pressing this and letting it go the lock button, and then eventually it said, remote connected. So now if you want to unlock it, does that, and then if you want to lock it, perfect. And both work. I don't know if it's, if you can have 2 campers on one, but pretty snazzy. So anyways, we're pumped. This will make it super easy for us to give clients, ways to get in, multiple ways, and then us for always have the keys, as backups if something would pop up. Anyways, this is our Coleman 17B 2025. Excited to get it and, let people check it out and enjoy. But hey, stay fishing, stay camping. This is Aaron Goes Outdoors. We'll catch you next time. See ya.